Wow, all kinds of stuff in there. I'll show you all the stuff that's in there. Golly. Well, I just ran into a problem. I went to fill my fuel, pulled the cap off, and that rubber diaphragm that keeps fuel from coming out of the cap but allows air in was sitting on here when I pulled the cap off. I went to grab it and it fell in, and it's down in the tank somewhere. So I need to get it out. I thought I'd bring you along with me and see how quick we can do it. Now this fuel tank is extra challenging. It's under the seat, and this isn't a pop-up seat. This seat screws down. It's a lot of work to get it up. But the tank is a flat tank, and it goes all the way underneath the seat. It's about this thick under here. So I need to get the gas out of it, and we're going to siphon it. Now the old-fashioned way is to stick a hose in there, suck on the end of the hose, and hopefully you don't get a mouthful, and then drop it below the height of the tank where the bottom of the hose is, and it'll continue to flow. Well, my hose is a little short, so I'm going to try to make this work. Also, you can buy little pumps. This is from Harbor Freight. It's gotten kind of stiff over the years, but you stick one end in, they have an arrow on here, and you can pump it out. But you got to keep pumping this. Once you get it started, it won't flow on its own. So I don't use this very often. But I'm going to try to get the fuel out. Then I think I'm going to tip the mower up to push everything in this direction. And I'll either have to dry the tank out and vacuum it out, or maybe I'll get lucky and that rubber piece will end up sitting close to here where I can grab it. We'll see what happens. And I'm going to do this a little different. I've got an air compressor, and I'm going to try to start the siphon with the air compressor. I'm going to create some pressure in the tank, and hopefully it'll start that flowing. There you go. We're flowing, and you don't want to put a lot of pressure in that tank. I don't see anything in there. Now I've got the same thought you do, and I'd like to do it. Stick this on the end of a vacuum cleaner, shop vac, and just move it around until it sucks it out. But I can't do that with gasoline in there because it'll mix gas and electricity and start a fire, and I can't have that. Alright, I think I've gotten all out I can with the siphon. Hardly any in there. My concern, and the reason I want to get that out of there, is regular unleaded gas with ethanol in it breaks down rubber seals and things, and I'm just concerned that eventually it's just going to gum up the fuel system. Here's what I've done. Cut a hole in here so it's a tight fit, and I'm going to blow air through here, which will cause suction on this end. We're pulling gas. What I'm going to try, I don't know if this is pulling enough suction to grab that piece in there, but I'm going to move it around a little bit and see if I can do that. There's no fuel left in there. Just to be extra safe, I set my mower to freewheeling, and I've got a video. You can check that out, top right corner. I'm going to wheel it out. I've got my shop vac out there. I washed out the hose with water, flushed all the gas off it. I've let this air out, and I've got a fire extinguisher out there. So let's push it out and see if we can get that piece out of there. Too bad I can't just pick this mower up and shake it down to this end. Well, maybe I take the tank off. I probably could have had it all done had I done that in the first place. Seat switch. Yeah. Mercy. I can see how that thing could be hidden anywhere. Look at how this thing's shaped. Might be right down in there. There's still some gas in here. Wow! All kinds of stuff in there. Good thing I'm doing this. Ah, there's the thing dropped in there. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to flush this thing out. I'll show you all the stuff that's in there. Golly. There you go. In the gas tank. Not good. That was a clean bucket. Leaves, sticks, and then here's the thing that fell in. Good, I'm cleaning this out. That was my third flush. She's clear. Now you want to be sure to get that water out of there. I'm going to let that drain, and then I'm going to put some gas in it, flush it out, and dump that out, and then let that dry out, and I should be good to go. While I'm at it, my fuel gauge hasn't been working right, and I want to check the float. I don't really care because I always fill it up before I mow, but while I've got this apart, I might as well check it. I think it always says it's low and almost out. Doesn't seem like it's sticking. Yeah, it's moving fine. Your fuel's pulled up through here, and there's a filter on the end of that line. I stuck that vacuum hose down in there just like I did trying to get stuff out of here, and also made sure that filter was nice and clean. I don't want to pull this out because this rubber gasket's probably all dry and it's sealed now. I don't want to mess with it. But we're good to go. I can put it back together. Might as well grease that idler arm while I got that open. Put the vent hose back on and hook our fuel line back up. Fuel gauge. And don't forget to plug in your seat switch. Now we can gently set this back down. To access the plug for the seat, for the safety switch, you need to put the seat all the way back and then tip it up and you can unplug that. If you leave it in the forward position, you can't access that plug to unplug the wire. These covers are a little goofy. You see that slot right there? That slot goes in there. And then there's a little snap right here. That goes in the side. Oh, right up here. So you put this in first and then snap that in. And this collar here goes around the fill tube right here. So you slide that underneath, first underneath. Then you have to get the back in, like I showed you, the back slot. I still don't have that around that collar there. And then you can drop down and then you just put this in that slot right there. And that slides in there. There we go. I gotta get this snapped in here. There we go. Very good. Fuel filter, fuel shut off. And I put a zip tie on here just to hold it in place because this one's kind of loose. And the other side, you got the vent tube hooked up here. That goes down there. There's that clip for the side. That goes right down in there. Right in there. And then you got the hole for there and a hole for this one. So you put these in. See I'm sliding it in there? Then you pop it in here and line this up down here. That's it. And the vent hose just hangs down here. Okay, we've got everything taken care of. Even got it all greased up, checked all the fluids. Then I can fuel it up, lock the axles back up, and I'm ready to get out and mow. If this video was a help to you, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. And I look forward to helping you with other projects online.